What's up everyone, it's Karthik with MoneyVest, and what an incredible day in the markets. Core inflation coming in slightly better than what the expectations were, and these stocks were absolutely flying, with Tesla up over 8% on the day, getting back up to over $428. Something that we have talked about on the channel before is a huge resistance between 420 and 430. Nvidia resistance between 133 and 136 was up over 3.4%. And then we also had the S&P 500 up over 1.8%, just a little bit shy of 6,000, with Palantir up over 3.3%. And Sofi, as I picked up shares in the 1375 level, up almost 7%. It's actually up over 14 to 15% from that purchase of 1375. So anything in the low 13s was, in my opinion, a good buying opportunity, with the risk reward getting a lot better in and around those prices. And of course, it's back up in the 1550 right now, with Palantir trading at just over $68. So this is going to be your fan favorite video. I'm going to go over all my positions in these stocks, where I'm currently sitting with these stocks here, and also with the plan moving forward, and a full detailed technical analysis on these companies and where we are and what levels to really be watching moving forward. So this right here is, of course, my calls against my Tesla and Palantir shares. Of course, these were way more than that. We were obviously up a lot more than what we are right now. Only 14% up on the $800 call on Tesla, and 30% positive on the $850 call. And of course, the profits have come down because of Tesla's rally today, is up over 8%. So this is a sold call. So this is a covered call, not a long call, but a short call. And so that's why it's a hedge. If prices go down, these calls go up. If prices go up like they did today, these calls actually go down. Nonetheless, you get to keep the entire premium if you're holding all the way till expiration. In this case, it is December 2025. So I don't mind holding this all the way till expiration, or 80% profit, whichever comes first. Palantir up 35%. As always, this was also up more than that. At one point, I was up a little bit over $800, but nonetheless, 681. That's the update and where we are. With the options portfolio, I actually ended up closing out my Nvidia put and my SOXL put for a nice 75 to 85% profit. So this is what I sent out in the Discord. SOXL up 85%, so closed that one out. And then the Nvidia put 124, I was up almost 77%, so closed that one out as well. So they were both expiring for this Friday. So those are already out and done. And I've actually freed up close to over $30,000 in collateral, which I will be using to sell new puts for next Friday. So I will be using that as collateral to sell more options in the options portfolio. So this is the Nvidia and Tesla positions, as you guys already know. And these are the calls against those positions. Nvidia calls are up over 17% right now, just a little bit over 2,700. And then the Tesla calls are currently down, obviously deep in the money, 22%. I was kind of talking about this October expiration. Tesla doesn't have an October expiration, so I can't really move it up from September to October. I'll have to go all the way till November for expirations if I'm actually planning to roll that out. But 11 months out, I really don't want to go that far out. I'm going to give it a little bit more time until after finally rolling this one to slightly higher strike, so I can increase and unlock my capital gains even more. So again, if you want to get access to all the trade alerts, find out exactly what we're trading every single week. You know, we've got a lot of members trading options on a regular basis, crushing it in the market. So link's going to be down below. We've got an annual 16% discount that will give you access to everything, including the trade alerts, the options portfolio, the long-term portfolio updates, as well as the MoneyVest website. So you'll be able to access everything, $24 a month, and you will be locked for that rate for the life, right? For the life of the subscription. So 16% annual discount gives you access to everything. So link's going to be down below, and that's only valid for just a few more days. A few more things. This is my Sofi $16 call that I am currently up on 35%. So again, being super transparent, showing you guys where I'm at. I'm a little bit more concerned that this might actually get in the money. It's possible that Sofi obviously rallied 7% today, back up to over 1550. So $16 calls. I obviously don't want my shares getting called away. So it's possible that I, settle for this small 35% profit, or just over $141. So I'll see if I can close them out early. Obviously, the better opportunity was to close them out when it was down at $13, $14, because this was actually up over 60 to 70%. But that's still also fine. I mean, because I really want to capture as much of the premium as possible. So it'll either be a rollout. February 21st is just about a month away. So I'll either plan on rolling this contract out to a higher strike, $17 or $18, if I get it in the money, or I'll be settling in for whatever I can get until expiration. Of course, that decay happens towards the last few weeks of the contract. So last couple of weeks, I will expect this number to really jump and move higher. And that's when I'll be closing these out. So that's where I'm at with SoFi. So let's come back to the technical analysis. So Tesla rallying over 8%. We're coming back up to this resistance. Now, with Tesla, what we discussed was the lower high and the lower low pattern. In fact, most of them, Tesla and SoFi and Palantir, they were all in a downtrend. They were all trading in a downtrend, meaning lower highs and lower lows. And so Tesla, you'll notice this was the downtrending channel of lower highs and lower lows. And right now, we're starting to see a little bit of a breakout from this lower high and lower low pattern. And we're coming up to its horizontal resistance. So if I really mark this out in a yellow line so that it's a little bit different, we're going to go ahead and put this as a yellow line. I'm going to increase this to 4. You'll notice this is exactly where Tesla has gotten rejected in the past. So on December 31st, on January 6th, and that's where we're coming up to. So if tomorrow or later this week, Tesla's able to actually get a nice breakout above this level, come back down to retest, then we are on our way to potentially getting back up to 460s and 470s. So the next target is going to be all the way up here at 465 for Tesla. So that would be the technical basis around which Tesla's been trading. Obviously, it had a phenomenal rally all the way up to 488, 489, pretty much the all-time high. You know, post-election, this was election. It was up over 75%. You can take a look at how overbought and overextended the stock became. So that was obviously clearly the time to be selling calls. That's when I sold calls for the most part. And then, of course, Tesla dropped over 22%, entered a bear market. We became oversold on the RSI, the MACD, and the L3 banker oscillator. And now we're starting to see that momentum come back in. But is this momentum going to be short-lived, or is there going to be any more rallies coming in? That really depends on whether Tesla breaks out over 428, 430 in the coming days, or if it finds rejection once again, like it already has a couple times in the past. So that's what we're really focusing on, is the resistance right about here. Anything inside this red rectangle between 430, just under 430, is the area of resistance. So really the big question is whether we get a breakout or a rejection. Let me know in the comment section down below, but it does start to feel like there's a lot of momentum coming in, so I'm going to be banking on a potential breakout. However, we don't predict, we trade, we react on the information that's in front of us, and so if it does break out above this level, I will be looking at closing out, well, not really closing out, keeping my calls, not really doing anything much on Tesla, because if it does break out above this level, the only thing is that long bets will be on the table again. So I will maybe think about trading TSLL on the put side. So basically selling some puts on TSLL with maybe a little bit slightly higher strikes at $25, $26 in anticipation of a further continuation of that move. And so that, you know, when the stock goes up, obviously cash to good puts also decrease, and that increases our portfolio value, right? So that's going to be the plan with Tesla. So long bets will be on after a breakout above 430. Next one on the list is going to be Nvidia. So Nvidia also consolidating sideways. I close out my put, like I said, I'm going to be opening up new ones on the next red day. So that's when you get the put premiums that are very, very good when stocks are obviously dropping. So if we do see another 133, 134 retest, I will be selling new puts in the 120s again. So kind of rinse and repeat that entire process of selling puts on Nvidia. So that's going to be the plan, because I don't mind owning Nvidia in the low 100s or maybe even in the 110s, considering the valuation on a forward basis is still relatively attractive when you consider that with Tesla and Palantir. So Nvidia and SoFi are still active buys for me, or active CSPs. Tesla and Palantir are mostly active covered calls, but then also trading the leveraged part of a Tesla, which is TSLL, maybe selling some puts on that on this breakout above 430 for Tesla. So for Nvidia, keep a close eye here inside this red rectangle. So that's going to be the level to watch. Another very strong support sets at 127 for Nvidia as well. Coming over to Palantir, and Palantir is still within the context of this downtrend. So if you guys remember from our previous updates, we were expecting some kind of technical rebound, some kind of momentum back up. However, we also mentioned that it's got a big resistance to battle through. It's going to be coming in at $70, and that's the level to really be watching for Palantir. If you get another breakout above this level, then there's a possibility for us to get up to $73, $74, and that's going to be that lower high. But we're still within the context of a downtrend. So I want to be very clear that we're not out of the woods yet. We can be, but not yet. So a breakout above $70 is going to put us on the map to getting up to 74. And then, of course, a breakout above this level then we really need to take out the previous high at 80 bucks in order to see any new all-time highs. So that's going to be the overall chart for Palantir. For SoFi, we've got, again, 1550 was a level that we were talking about precisely in our previous update. We bounced off of that 1350, 1360 level, and since then, of course, the stock's up over 14.5%, almost 15%, still within the context of a downtrend. So now the real question is, number one, is this going to be the scenario? Or number two, is this going to be the scenario? So boom, 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 boom. That's the real question that we're asking ourselves now from a technical analysis standpoint, still within the context of a downtrend, coming up to its lower high, whether we get a breakout, take out the previous high, or if you get a rejection, really roll back down. And if you roll back down, then of course that call is going to be higher, much, much higher. And I will be closing it out. If we actually break out and get up to over $17, I will be rolling that call out and I'll be selling new ones. I'm going to be selling new ones because I do have a lot of other shares that I want to sell calls against to take advantage of those premiums and of course the capital gains as well. So there you go. That's your update on these 4 stocks. SoFi, Palantir, still in the context of a downtrend. Tesla very close to breaking out of its previous resistance, and Nvidia also trading in and around its support resistance in the 133, 136 range. Although it is, for the most part, consolidating sideways in a range. So much stronger resistance here, 150 down up to 144, and again much stronger supports in the 133 and 127. So it's really just been trading sideways. There you go. Make sure that you drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and hope you all enjoyed this video. And also join our Discord and Patreon if you want to get access to all the real-time alerts, not only from me, but from a lot of other experienced traders, investors, sharing their wins and their plays, high-quality trade ideas. And so link's going to be down below if you want to get access to that. 16% additional annual discount available. As always, happy investing. I'll see you all in the next video.